Parents take care of a lot of things, but who takes care of the parents? Vicki and I are going to share with you a couple of strategies that you can implement immediately, but there's a long game here too. So stick with us till the end and we'll give you some tools for that.
So we're going to start off with who should not take care of the parents, right?
That's a good distinction.
Yeah, and our kids should not have to take care of us, at least not while they're still children.
Exactly. I can think of such tragic stories.
Oh, I know.
Vicki, you and I have worked with kids for our whole career, and I remember a family who came to see me early on, and these little kids were in foster care. Why? Because they were in a position where they had to take care of their parents. Because of drug addiction or disability or whatever it was, they were in a position that is just not fair for children.
Kids who have to take care of their parents are at risk for all kinds of things.
Right, like addiction, for example, behavioral problems. Vicki, you work in the schools. You've seen this before as it manifests in the school setting.
And even relationship bonding issues. Those come up for children who have to have too much responsibility too soon.
Right. Remember, from a psychological standpoint, kids know at some level that they are helpless, that they're toast without their parents on board.
They need somebody to take care of them or to set limits.
Right, and if that person is unable to take care of them and they have to take care of the parent. Well, we could go on about this, but I think the point is your kids are not the ones who should be taking care of you as a parent. Of course, that shifts once you get to a certain age, I guess, because with aging parents, that's a whole different topic.
Right.
But while they're kids, they should not have to take care of you. Before we get into those next points, take a moment right now to subscribe right down there. Hit that button and then click on that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time we put out a new video for you to be a more positive parent. Let's get back to that next point.
All right, so if the kids aren't taking care of you, who is?
I still remember a mom who came to my office and I gave her a pad of paper right in front of, and she's writing down on this pad of paper everything and everybody that she gets to take care of.
Right.
And it was a lengthy list. And I remember,
page.
She kept turning the page. She got into it probably 3 or 4 pages. And she's listing everything that she takes care of. She starts slowing down a little bit. And okay, I think I got it. At least that's all I can think of right now, right? She handed me her list. Guess who was missing?
Herself, right?
She didn't even include herself there.
Well, I know that is something that I think is very common, but we really need to bring our awareness. If we really need to take control of taking care of ourselves. As long as you leave it in the hands of anybody else, you don't have control, and it puts kind of an undue burden on other people. So take care of yourself.
We get constant reminders of this. When we go to see our grandkids, we get on a plane to go to Chicago where most of our grandkids live. And when we get on the plane, they always go through the safety routine. You've been there, where you're supposed to follow along on the little laminated card, right? Which we all do, of course. And they get to this point in the presentation where they say, look, if we lose cabin pressure, if something happens, these oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling, and here's how you put them on with a little rubber band. They always say at that point, if you're traveling with young children or someone who needs assistance,
take care of you. Put your own mask on before you take care of the other person.
Yeah. And they have to remind us because our gut response is, oh, I need to take care of this child. And you do, as a parent, you've got to take care of your kids. But if you're out cold in the aisle, you're just in the way. You're part of the problem now. You got to take care of yourself. The next step, the next tip, the next strategy that we get to employ here is to take care of the home team. And what do I mean by home team? What comes to mind for you?
The home team can look very different. Not only from family to family, but maybe even time of life within a family.
Sure.
So really it's in a very traditional setting, it might be a husband and wife. It might be a parent and a child, meaning you as the parent with your parent. It might be you and a best friend. It might be you and a partner. I don't know. But there's always a home team. And if you don't have somebody to help you, We are part of your team.
So you don't have to do this alone. And this is so important.
Matter of fact, it's not really very doable alone. It's not the best way to go
That's
to
a
it.
good point.
Yeah.
Vicki, you say we can't really do it ourselves. We really can't. I had a man in my office who was seeing me for some coaching, and he was a little chagrined that he needed help, right? There's something shameful
So
about
hard,
that or something.
yeah.
And he said, well, I was just hoping that I could do this myself. And I said, oh, like what else? What do you do yourself? Do you do anything yourself? Do you get dressed yourself? And he's like, of course I do, right? Whereupon I asked him, using what? Clothing that you made from fabrics that you put together, from fibers that you harvested? And,
Yeah.
and then he started to get it, right? I mean, there's probably 100 people who helped him get dressed. And we're going to come back to that because the network that you have is far greater than the home team itself. But think for a moment about who your home team is. And as Vicki pointed out, we're part of your home team, okay? Because we're in your home, right? But who else is there? Do you have a partner? Do you have a spouse? Do you have friends or family or extended family who are assisting you on the home team? You take care of the home team, and the home team will help to take care of you. This is part of how we take care of the parents.
So once you get a little clear about who your home team is, we can broaden that, expand it a little. And there are a lot of people in our community and around us that are on our team. Like, for instance, teachers might be on a team, or a pastor, or a leader on a kid's soccer team. They might be on your team.
Can I just add a little piece here? Because you've experienced this, Vicki, working in the schools. Sometimes we as parents take almost an adversarial approach, right?
Yeah,
like,
I've seen it.
and we're advocating for our children, which we need to do. But remember, that teacher or that coach is on your team. They're not the enemy. And sometimes they do things that we're not happy about, but it's so much better to recruit them and inspire them and help them to come on board with our parenting agendas than it is to pick a fight with them. And maybe I'm using kind of harsh terms for that, but we've seen how this plays out for some kids.
Well, yeah, sometimes we want so much to be an advocate for our kid that we end up alienating the very people that could be on our team and help the most.
Right.
And so just being very clear about that, what your own needs are and where the boundaries lie, but also where the cooperation is greatest.
There's a couple of really powerful strategies that will help you to take care of the community and the network. So you'll notice we start with yourself. You take care of you. Mm-hmm. You move out from there to the home team. So that's just a little larger circle, but they're still pretty close and pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move out from there to the community and the network. In fact, we've set up a community of positive parents on our learning center. There's so many ways that you can engage at this larger scale. And the tool that I was just thinking about to power up that part of your network and your community is simply gratitude. Gratitude and appreciation. I think those might be separate things. Feel the gratitude for how those people contribute and then show your appreciation for them. It's huge. I just had David Horsager on my podcast. Look him up. He is so much fun and so spot on. He talks about trust. His book is The Trust Edge, and he's got a new one coming out called Trusted Leader. Okay. Anyway, I had David on my podcast. I was a guest on his podcast. A few days later, in the mail, do you remember this? I got a package.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me honeycomb. I've never eaten honeycomb before. I didn't even know what it was all about, but he had sent it to me. Now, the gift itself isn't the important piece here. It's that he took the time to take care of his network, this larger circle,
And
by
express
expressing appreciation.
Right.
And you know what? That did something inside of me.
Right.
Because I knew that David appreciated me and he had taken the time to express it. So think about the people in your network. Okay, the people who are serving you, the people who are working for and with your kids. Right. Send them a little token of some kind of appreciation, a note, even a text goes a long way. I told you up front that there's some immediate strategies. Hopefully you've picked up on a few of those that you can employ. Who takes care of the parents? Well, you do, yourself, but you got your home team, you got your community and your network, and I mentioned earlier that there's a long game here too. Because what we're doing really is establishing a culture, a tradition, practices and habits that can sustain us long term. And that implies continual learning and growth.
Yeah, just be committed to constantly learning and being open to new and better ways to build your family and to build the culture and to take care of yourself and your team. There's going to be a lot of change, and that's why the constant learning and growth is important.
I want you to know that we practice this. In fact, I noticed this morning. We both did our little exercise routine this morning. Right. We both had our earbuds in, listening to what? What were we listening to? Podcasts, audiobooks. Yep. We're constantly seeking to learn. Now, all of our kids are grown. We're here to help you as well. And so we want to stay fresh and we want to stay up on
but grown
what's
kids
happening.
Still need support as well.
You don't stop being a parent just because your kids grew up.
So.
That's exactly right. So this is a lifetime endeavor. Commit to constant learning, personal development, growth, and something that I call mental hygiene. It rhymes with dental hygiene, okay? And you brush your teeth every day, right? Well, yeah, of course you do. And you don't really just brush your teeth once and then think, okay, I'm good.
No, and you don't even have to make time for it. It becomes part of your routine, right?
Exactly.
And so that's where we're going with this continual learning.
Can I throw in a little challenge here for you guys? Because I know you're up for it. You're conscious, engaged parents. So here's your challenge. Spend as much time, at least as much time, on your mental hygiene as you do on your dental hygiene. Are you in? And that's only a few minutes a day, really. But even that amount. So being here on the channel, that counts. Okay? Mm-hmm. That counts as your mental hygiene. But what else can you do to make sure that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, you are practicing things that help you to increase your knowledge, your learning, your skill set? That's where the magic happens. Did you get some good ideas from that? There's more where that came from. In fact, click on this video, Positive Parenting. There are some tricks to it. Click on this next video to get some very clear resources that will help you to make this a lifelong practice.